we now have on the line Mon Gualvez will be giving us updates from Davao de Oro. Mon, are you there?
Hi, Jovi. Hi, Patrick.
Hi. Mon, kamusta ngayong hapon dyan? Ano? Meron bang big development after natin mag-usap kayo ng umaga?
Yes. Actually, we just had an air inspection along the mountainous part of Davao de Oro province, in which we saw a lot of landslides in different areas here in Davao de Oro. But the difference is, with the ground zero that happened or the massive landslide that happened, yung mga landslide o pagguho ng lupa na nakita natin above, dun sa itaas, halos wala naman mga bahay. Pero, ang sinasabi ng authority, ito ay delikado pa rin daw because yung mudslide na maaaring manggagaling dun sa mga nangyaring landslide na yan, baka daw tumire-diretso naman sa mga residential areas na kilometers away, dapat na nila talagang aralin kung ito ba ay palilikasin na rin or hindi pa. And so after the aerial inspection that we had just now, this afternoon, they will plot the areas na nakita nila ng mga landslide. Doon nga, aaralin nila kung yung posibilidad ba na yung mudslide may go through the residential areas within the towns or the mountainous towns or mga bayan na nasa bulubunduking areas. At the same time, we also had the chance to go above the ground zero or yung kung saan nangyari yung mismong landslide. At doon namin nakita yung nauna nang binabanggit ng Mines and Geosciences Bureau of DNR that there are tension cracks above the mountains. At dito nga yung pinakatulot nga raw nito is because una, yung materials nitong or yung components nitong mismong bundok are already pyroclastic materials. Meaning, kaya pala nakita natin itong mga nakarang araw, pawang mga bato yung mga kasama, hindi lupa, no? Because ito daw ay galing, pinaniniwalaan nila sa pagsabog itong active volcano, yung Lake Leonard Nayatef, within the area also as well. At yun yung mga maaaring nag-create na mga mountains dito. At ito yung gumuho. The problem is, nitong December and January, bumuhos ang napakaraming ulan dito sa area. That's why hindi kinaya, no, yung pinaka kumbaga ng lupa, no, which is more of parang mga batot, buhangin din yung nasa loob nito, yung pinakadami ng tubig, kaya ito ay gumuho. Nagkaroon ng tension cracks bukod sa tubig, nagkaroon din nga ng mga pagyanig. That's why humihiwalay siya. And the problem is right now, nakita rin sa taas na meron pa rin mga tension cracks. That's why there is a possibility that another portion of that mountain will still erode, no? At ito nga yung pinangangambahan, kaya talagang forced evacuation, hindi lamang yung Barangay Masara, kundi yung nearby villages para nga hindi na ito makapagdulot pa ng another number of casualties mula dito sa nangyaring landslide incident. And additional lang din, madagdag ko na lang din, Jovi and Patrick, just today, this afternoon, they switched into retrieval operations na. Search and retrieval operations from the search, rescue, and retrieval operations in the past days. It's more than 120 hours according to the authority. That's why they are expecting na mga dead bodies na ang makukuha na lamang nila mula sa guho. And so they will use more excavators, mga backhoe para at least matuloy-tuloy na makuha pa rin yung mga nasa ilalim na area.
Okay. Search and retrieval operations for 63 people still missing, right, Mon?
Yes, sir. Actually, yung 63 na yan yung last number last night. Ang problem is, this morning, we are actually surprised to see that there is no number of missing reported by the Mako LGU. And we ask why, because bakit di nakasama sa report? Currently, ang number ngayon ng mga casualties, there are now 55 dead and then 32 injured, and then wala mo nang nilagay na missing. The reason is they are now actually kino-compare nila yung mga data kasi may mga na-double pala doon sa 63. So we are expecting that they will release the number of missing tomorrow. So yung 63 pa rin, yung bilang natin na possible nga na nandun pa rin sa guho.
Yeah, so they're revisiting the list.
Mon, has the weather improved naman? I mean, has it stopped raining?
So far, yes. Kasi actually, yesterday, tama ka, Patrick, no, kahapon, buong maghapon umulan dito. Bagamat hindi siya malakas, ambon lamang. That's why they continued their search, rescue, and retrieval operations. Ngayon, it's very much different. Napakainit. That's why sinamantala rin ng mga authorities makapag-aerial inspection at tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung operations nga on the ground zero. So to get more bodies para nga din naman talaga mabigyan ng proper burial with their relatives.
Yeah. Okay, Mon, on all these videos that you sent us that we're looking at, it looks like, they don't look like mud. No, they look more like a sand. So ito ba yung sinasabi niyo mga pyroclastic materials that came from this Mount Leonard Nyasef? I don't know if I said that right.
Yes, sir. Tama. Kaya kami rin nagtataka kasi the rescuers before are saying na ang nagpapahirap sa kanilang operation are the big chunks of rock, no? Yung mga malalaking tipak ng bato na nanggaling daw sa bundok. And they're saying that ito yung components ng bundok, no? Hindi nga lupa. Ang nakita namin, hindi nga maputik sa area. Kundi may mga, may putik, pero naghahalo-halo na siya na may mga kasamang bato. And eventually, nagiging buhangin siya kapag nadudurog siya ng mga heavy equipment. And ito yun, yung binabanggit din ng Mines and Geosciences Bureau na nanggaling at sa Mount Leonard Nyasef na active daw na volcano pa rin dito, in which probably in the past, parang at least sumabog daw noon at yan nga yung mga iniwang mga items.
It's an active volcano, Mount Leonard Nyasef. So, Mon, do we know when it last erupted?
That I need to confirm, Patrick, no, kung kailan ba yung huli. Pero matagal na daw eh. Hindi na rin maalam, hindi na rin nabanggit natin kanina. And even itong weekend ng MGB when we asked kung kailan nga ba ito huling nag-erupt.
Okay. Balikan ko lang yung aerial inspection na kung saan sumama si Mon. Kung sakali Mon na ang maging resulta ng kanilang mga nakita doon ay yung may need talaga to evacuate to ibang communities outside yung talagang main community na pinapanood natin ngayon, meron ba silang malilipatan? O meron ba silang parang safe na place for evacuation?
Oo, isa rin yan sa sinilip namin kanina, Jovi, no, up in the air. May nakita na isang relocation site, which is matagal na daw relocation site yun, pero they are actually questioning bakit di nag-push through before. Ito ay 2 kilometers away lamang mula doon sa ground zero. Flat yung area, malapit nga lang din sa body of water. So, ito yung isa sa mga tinitingnan nila na possible relocation site. Okay. The other places kasi na may mga landslide are from different towns like Maragusan, iba pang mga bayan na talagang malalayo na. No? So, doon din, hahanap din sila along the area ng pwede nilang paglipatan ng mga ililipat or ililikas nilang mga residente because they're after for the safety, no? So konting sacrifice lang. Ang pinaka-factor lang na kanilang hinahanap ng mga relocation sites or areas are something na malapit pa rin doon sa pinagkukunan ng income or hanap buhay ng mga residente. Kasi yun yung reklamo. There was a housing that was given dito sa mga residente last 2008 landslide, pero it is almost 10 kilometers away from the ground zero. Malayo. Kaya naman they actually opted to go back dun sa mismong area pa rin. Na ang sinasabi ng barangay captain during the press conference, malayo na rin naman daw kung titignan. Kasi noong 2008 daw, they is saying na yung paanan ng bundok, punong-puno daw ng mga bahay yun. And then they have parang households malayo, mga kilometers away, mataas din daw yun, around 3 to 4 coconut trees, according to barangay captain ng area, that they are not expecting na aabot pa doon yung landslide, in which, eto na nga, no, at sinasabi nga kasi ng MGB, because of the materials or components of the mountain, ito yung maaaring dahilan kung bakit palayo yung kaya niyang abutin. Kasi nga hindi naman siya lupa, concrete na lupa or kompletong lupa lamang.
Yeah.
Okay. Parang loose soil, no, Mon? Kasi we're being told that Mount Leonard Nyasef, spelled with a K, Jovi, K-N-I. First time to hear that there's such a mountain in the Philippines. Yeah. It's one of the 5 active volcanoes in Mindanao, we were told. But itong bundok daw na ito, Mon, we're being told that it last erupted about 100 years ago. So all that material has been sitting there. Okay, loose volcanic materials. That's why, with this rainfall, it finally went down. But I guess that's part of the reason ngayon lang, Mon, is that hindi naman talaga inuulan ng ganyang kalakas ang bahagi na yan ng Mindanao o ng Davao, right?
Tama. They are not expecting a huge amount of or volume of rain, no? Nitong January nga lang, almost 6 more times na mas marami yung volume na bumuhos sa kanila because of the shear line last December, followed by the trough nitong January. Kaya nga, kung maalala natin in the past weeks or almost past month, di ba, there are news na nagkaroon ng klase ng mga pagbaha or flooding dito nga sa Davao de Oro region. So, yung tubig na bumuhos, talagang ito yung nagtulak pababa at nagkaroon nga ng crack sa ibabaw ng bundok, kaya nagkaroon ng landslide.
Yan. Pag titignan mo ito, Mon, parang eksena ito sa paligid ng Mount Pinatubo. Yung Lahar area. Parang yan yung nangyari dyan. Mga gravel, sand, and mga pyroclastic materials, mga volcanic rocks.
Oo, kaya they are very careful here, Patrick, no, na talagang dapat yung mga residente malayo dun sa mga possible na magkaroon ng tension cracks. Kasi nga, hindi safe, no? So talagang ngayon, ang pinakamaraming trabaho during this time is the MGB or the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, in which they need to determine if the areas of the people who are residing right now are still safe or not.
Right. Because most likely they'll be made of the same, they're sitting on the same kind of materials, right? Na
Same.
ulanin lang, pwede mangyari yan, yung landslide na yan. Okay. Mon Goalvez ng News 5 reporting live po dyan mula sa Davao de Oro sa bayan ng Mako kung saan may malaking landslide na nangyari. No? Okay, thank you, Mon.